Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. First off, I just want to say I hope everybody is taking care of themselves out there and keeping themselves safe. I know everything is really crazy in the world right now, and we just kind of all have to take care of each other, I think. I just want to say that first. I hope everyone is staying safe and keeping your family safe, keeping your loved ones safe, just finding some way to make it through this time. Watch some YouTube. I don't know. Went back and forth about whether or not to film or post anything right now, but I had this launch, release, whatever, from Melt Cosmetics, and I thought, well, I've been watching some YouTube videos and just looking for some sort of escape, and maybe I can provide that for somebody, so why not? Hi guys, just a quick reminder, if you'd please like this video and subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate it. Now, let's get back to this video. So anyway, what I'm talking about is the Milk Makeup Rust palette launch that they just had. They actually launched the palette on Monday, March 16th is when they actually launched the palette. Ordered it when it launched. They did have a limited number of the actual PR boxes available to purchase. I did purchase this. I did not receive this in PR. I bought this. The actual PR box collection was $70. I'm not sure how many they offered, but that's what this was. It opens up like this, and inside it has the palette. It has one of the matte gel liners in the shade Burnish, and it has a matte lipstick in 1969 and a matte lipstick in Mural. Let's see, right here it says the new Rust eyeshadow palette, extended and greater than ever because you couldn't get enough of our #1 selling stack. Forge the perfect eye by pairing with the new Burnish Ultra Matte Gel Liner. Complete your look with two of our favorite Ultra Matte lipsticks, 1969 and Mural. Like I said, this particular box was $70. Let y'all get a little closer look. The palette pops out like this. It just pull a little ribbon, pops out. The palette is 19.4 grams and $58. I know Melt's website is closed right now. Some online retailers are leaving their online shops open and some are not. Melt is one that has closed their online shopping for now. So actually you can't buy this palette right now, but I thought I would go ahead and tell you all my thoughts, do an eye look, and then maybe when it's available, you'll know whether or not you want to get it. So this is what the actual palette looks like. For shades, we have Classic, which is described as an ultra matte soft vanilla, Antique, a beautiful ultra matte peach shadow, Erode, intense apricot matte, Rubbish, a gorgeous ultra matte Dijon mustard color, Tarnish, described as a vintage warm gold, Rust, deep terracotta matte with a rich red undertone, Redo, burnt copper, Mar, rich and sultry mahogany, Ravage, deep bronze, and Rot Squared, a dark chocolate brown. So like the description mentioned, the Rust palette is a re-release of one of the very popular Melt makeup stacks. The stack had the shade Classic, Antique, Rubbish, Rust, and Rot. So the Ultra Matte Gel Liner in Burnish retails for $19 when it's available. It looks like this. Of course, I've used it. It's on my eyes. It's described as a red-brown ultra matte. So the two matte lipstick shades are 1969, and is described as orange creamsicle and Mural, a creamy burnt orange. I actually have both of them on my lips today. So I know where Melt Cosmetics is concerned, a lot of people really love their stack formula, but I feel like their palettes there's a little bit of love-hate relationship with them. I happen to really like all of their palettes that I have. In every one, there is always 1 or 2 shades that are a little problematic, maybe don't blend as well or are a little harder to get color payoff from. I did not use all of the shades in this palette. I did use all of the shades in the palette that are part of the stack, except for the shade Antique. Instead of using the shade Antique, I used the shade Erode. So I do have some idea of how the two compare. For what shades I did use in the palette, I did not find any of them disappointing. I thought all of the shades in this Rust palette blended well. There was excellent color payoff. I did get a little bit of fallout from the shade Rot Squared, but other than that, I didn't really experience any fallout. I did not use the shade Tarnish, and I did not use the shade Redo. So I did not use the shade Antique, which is part of the stack. I did not use the shade Tarnish, and I did not use the shade Redo. I really like this palette. I thought it performed well. I thought you can get some really good neutral eye looks in this palette. If you have the stack already, do you need this palette? Maybe not. I really like the way that shade Erode looks on the inner portion of my lid versus the shade Antique. I think with the shade Antique, you end up with a more almost neutral, natural kind of eye look, and with this shade Rubbish, it gives it a little bit more of a more grunge, more orangey, grungy quality than the shade Antique does, and I, for one, appreciate that. As far as the eyeliner goes, I've never used one of the Melt Ultra Matte liners, and I'm not a big cream eyeliner wearer, so I felt like it was a little too soft, it almost felt like I was dipping my brush in pudding, like in chocolate pudding. It's incredibly soft. Some people may really love that. I found it a little bit more unforgiving than a traditional, slightly more firm gel liner. As far as the lipsticks go, I thought they worked perfectly fine. They're not my favorite lipstick formula by any means, but they had good color payoff. They're matte without being like super matte. I know they're called an ultra matte, but I felt like they were not super matte. All in all, I'm really happy with this collection. I'm really super glad I was able to get my hands on the PR kit, because for $70, like I said, the palette's $58 by itself. So for $70, I got the palette, the eyeliner, and the 2 lipsticks, and this cute little box. If you don't have the Rust stack and you enjoy Melt Cosmetics formula, I think this is a really nice palette. I think you can get several really nice eye looks out of this. If you do have the stack and you're happy with it, you don't necessarily need this palette, especially not right now. I know for myself, the current situation that we're in is causing me a little bit to reevaluate, the kind of things I think I have to have and the kind of things that I really want and how important are those things to me. And I don't know, this kind of thing feels a little frivolous right now. Like I said, I had already had this. I don't know, I think for me, certainly I'm gonna scale back, feeling like I have to have every new release. And I think all of us are having the same thoughts. I think this whole community, and I don't just mean YouTube, I mean people that love makeup, are just kind of giving it a little thought right now. Not that it's unimportant, I love it. It helps me relax, it de-stresses me. I probably have 150 eyeshadow palettes. How many eyeshadow palettes do I need to de-stress? I don't know. But I think I'm gonna end up scaling back purchasing. All that being said, I got on that tangent just because I was trying to tell you whether or not you needed this palette. You decide. It's $58. That's a lot of money right now for a lot of people. Do you need this palette? No, you don't need this palette. If you like the colors in the palette and you think they're really pretty, the palette performs well. You won't be disappointed in the palette. I'll say that. If you like the way the palette looks and you want to spend $58 on a palette, you will not be disappointed. I'm not going to tell you you need it, or I'm not going to tell you you should buy it. I'm not going to do it, especially not if you have the stack. If you have the stack, I don't see the point. Not right now. Anyway, it's enough depressing stuff. I didn't mean to get on a depressing tangent. I'm sorry, y'all. So yeah, if you want to see how I got this eye look using this brush palette, please keep watching. If you enjoy this video, please subscribe, leave a comment down below, give it a thumbs up, all those good things. It's usually not quite this down in the dumps. I think we all are a little affected right now. But yeah, I really hope you enjoy this video, and I hope to see you back on my channel again real soon. I'm going to start with the shade Rubbish. I'm going to use a Wayne Goss 03 brush. That brush looks like this. This is just a large fluffy blending brush. So go back and forth in windshield wiper motions in the crease, and then slowly blend it up towards my brow. Refer 01 brush. It's the short bristled blending brush. Going to pick up the shade Rust. I'll start off by patting the shade in the outer corner of my eye. Start blending it up, still just patting. Start slowly working it over into the crease. Kind of back and forth motions at first, and then small circles. Kind of work this real tight over here into this inside corner. I'm going to use that same Refer 01 brush and the shade Ravage. Going to pat it here on the outside corner. I'm going to pull it over a little more onto the lid. I'm going to blend it into the lower portion of my crease. Really just kind of getting up in there and letting the brush kind of brush across the upper portion of my lid. Just a little bit. I'm going to take my Sonia G Mini Booster. It's a very small crease brush. I'm going to pick up the shade Rot Squared. Just going to tap this right into the outer corner. And this shade could be pronounced Roach Squared. I really don't know. I'm going to say Rot. Rot sounds more like something that would be involved with rust. I'm going to start blending that over into the crease. Really kind of winging that out just a little bit. Did experience some fallout with that shade. I am going to go back in with that Refer 01 brush, pick up that shade Ravage, and tap it right here. And then clean off that brush, use that same brush and pick up that shade Rust and add it back in right in here. So I really want the shade I'm going to use on the inside half of my eyelid to really pop against all of this dark shadow. So I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer and a Sigma concealer brush, the F75 brush. It's just a flat synthetic bristled brush that has a somewhat rounded pointed edge. Now I'm going to lay this primer down on the inside half of my lid just to give that shadow a light base to bounce off of. I'm just going to use the bristle shape to guide the line, sort of like a cut crease. I'm gonna tap this outer edge right here with my finger just to kind of blur that out. So I'm going to set this with Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder in Light. I'll use my Surratt Medium Classic brush and that Pat McGrath powder just to set this down. And the only reason I'm bothering to set it is because I don't want it to get on the other part of my lid when I open my eye. That's the only reason I'm bothering to set that at all. Sonia G Soft Shader, just a flat shader brush. I'm going to pick up the shade Erode. I'm going to put this bright yellow shade all over where I put that eye primer. I'm just patting it on. Going almost all the way into the inside corner of my eye. When I feel like most of the shadow is off of the brush, I'm gonna just kind of pat over this line here. Very lightly, just trying to blend that out. I'm gonna use that same brush, clean it off on a microfiber towel, and I'm going to pick up that shade Rust again and pat it right over where I want these shades to blend together. I'm going to use a clean fluffy brush. Any clean fluffy brush will do. I happen to be using my Surratt large, is it Artiste? Is that, I don't remember. It looks like this. And just to kind of very lightly blend that edge. Barely touching my skin. Just going back and forth, very, very small back and forth motions right over that line. Just to soften that line. Wayne Gosso 7, it's a small, dense shader brush, the shade Classic. I'm going to pat this just in the inside corner. And up the inside edge here. Just blending out the edges. Sigma F06 Power Sweep. Just to sweep the bake out from under my eye and what fallout did occur. Sonia G Crease 1, that shade Rust. I'm going to run this shade along my lower lash line. Pulling it out along the outer edge of the upper shadow. Kind of blend that out. I'm going to pick up a Refer number 14 brush. It's a very small blending brush. That same shade Rust, and I'm going to blend out the edge of this outer edge of this shadow with that, and right along the top edge also. Refer 03, it's a very small pointy pencil brush. It's got a very fine point. I'm going to pick up that shade Rot and use it in this outer corner right along the lash line. picking it about halfway in, or just over. I'm going to continue a line out with this. Ensure to pull it a little bit into this inside corner, or outside corner, I guess. I'm going to take that same small Refer 14 brush. I've cleaned off the shadow. I'm not adding any shadow. I'm just using it to smudge out the shade rot. I'm going to use that Refer 14 brush and add a little bit more of that shade Rust right down here underneath the darkest part of this rot shade. Really want to smoke this out. I'm going to use that Refer 14 brush and pick up that shade Rubbish. I'm going to use it at the very base of all of these shades and just blend it out. This is that very first shade I used at the very beginning in my crease. I'm going to use the Sonia G Crease 1 and pick up that shade Erode. I'm going to work it into this inner corner here. I'm going to take that same Crease 1 and that shade Classic and run it just right under my brow. Alright, I'm going to try to put on some of that Ultra Matte Gel Liner in Burnish. I'm going to be using a combination of my Wayne Goss 08 brush, it's a flat liner brush, and my Linda Hallberg 300 brush, which is a very pointy liner brush. And I'm gonna do this on camera, or try to, but I can't talk and do this, so enjoy.
E vai levar a vida dele praticamente normal. Normal. João Guilherme. João Guilherme.
Na realidade, quando você passa os 9 meses de gravidez, você idealiza aquela criança perfeita, que não vai ter problema.
Oi, de novo.
Mas gente, tá todo babado. Isso, de repente vem uma coisa diferente. É difícil, não é fácil.
Vamos ver se crescer mais um centímetro, pelo menos.
36. É uma doença nova, que muitas vezes a gente não pode chegar para a família e dizer, olha, quando sua filha tiver 2 anos, ela vai ter isso, isso, isso. A gente não pode fazer isso. Cada mês é um mês novo, a gente fala como a criança está e o que é que a gente precisa fazer naquele fase. Não, nem piorou nem melhorou, tá do mesmo jeito.
Só esses sustinhos que eu não alterando.
Nada mais.
Mas não tá mais então, você vê que ele chora, né? Não vai embora do choro mais como ele ia antes. Tchau. Falou tudo aí. Tchau, meu bem. Obrigada, aí também. Eu acho que a gente está só no começo com esses pacientes. A gente não sabe do futuro. Então, se a gente pode ajudar a tentar ter uma solução agora, isso vai beneficiar não só os países que estão passando por essa situação agora, como também outros que podem passar lá na frente.
When an outbreak catches hold, it affects every part of our lives. Business and government, trust and freedom, equity, and security. The fight against epidemics can only be won if each of us does our part. It turns out we are all the front line.
Johnson & Johnson is a baby company, but we're also a company that controls HIV, fights cancer, repairs shattered bones, relieves depression, restores heart rhythms, helps you back from strokes, and keeps you healthy your whole life. From the day you're born, we've never stopped taking care of you.
I wanted my hepatitis C gone.
I put off treating mine.
XOXO treats all main types of chronic hep C. Whatever your type, XOXO could be your kind of cure.
I just found out about that.
I knew for years. XOXO has a 98% overall cure rate.
I had no symptoms of hepatitis C.
Mine caused liver damage.
XOXO is only one pill, once a day, taken with or without food for 12 weeks. Before starting XOXO, your doctor will test if you have had hepatitis B, which may flare up and could cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you have had hepatitis B, other liver or kidney problems, HIV or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with XOXO may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects include headache and tiredness. Ask your doctor today if XOXO is your kind of cure.
When you brew beer for over 250 years, it becomes surrounded by ritual. But there is none so powerful as a simple toast to your health, or as we say in Ireland, sláinte.
Did you know that tonight 1 in 6 people could go to bed hungry? But the good news is 5 out of 6 can help with that. You can donate, you can give, or you can volunteer your time to help the Wiregrass Food Bank in its fight against hunger. So please help us in this fight against hunger.
Hey, so I did a small wing and I extended the inner corner a little more than I meant to, but oh well, things happen. It was very hard to extend that out, staying on camera for you guys. I kept wanting to get like this, but then you couldn't see me. So anyway, it's a little longer than I wanted it to be, but I think it's okay. I do want to set it. I'm going to use my Sephora Design Precision number 40 brush. It's a pro drawing detail brush. It looks like this. Pointy, flat detail brush. Bristles are relatively long. I'm going to pick up the shade Mar. I feel like it's the closest to the liner shade. And I'm just going to brush that shadow over this liner to set it and soften it a bit. I don't use gel liners like that very often. I don't find they're the easiest things to work with. And this is my first time trying the Melt formula, and it is incredibly soft. I wonder if it's a little too soft, actually. I mean, there's no density to it at all. Okay, I'm going to throw the liner on the other eye and do some liner lashes, brows, finish up this look. Alright guys, so this is the final look. To finish off the look, I've used a little bit of Milk Makeup Boss eyeliner in my top waterline. I used the Charlotte Tilbury's new Pillow Talk liner in my lower waterline. Laura Mercier Caviar Volume Mascara. I put on a Melt Makeup blush in Cali Dream, I think it's the shade. I'll insert something right over here or here or something. Blush on, I put on both the 1969 and the Mural lipsticks that were included in the PR kit to finish off this look. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me get y'all a closer look. I really hope you enjoyed this video. You guys take care of yourselves out there. Be safe. Take care of the ones you love. Think about all of us. We all have to take care of each other right now. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Consider giving it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. And I hope to see y'all again real soon. Bye now.